Are you worried about excessive hair loss of your pet? Well, I am Dr. Prashant Panchlothia. I bring this video to you for causes, solution, and homemade solutions for hair loss of your pet. This question was asked to me by a lot of friends. So I did a little research and I come up with these facts. First of all, seasonal flank alopecia. That means the loss of hair from a little portion of the body or whole of the body in a seasonal condition is a normal thing. See, at the time of fall, you find that very thin hair of the dog they are shed, and instead of that, replacement by thick hair comes in preparation of winters. This is done by Mother Nature. After winters, somewhere in spring, these thick hair they fall, and instead of that, thin hair in preparation for summer, they are replaced on the pet's body. This is a normal phenomena. You don't have to worry about it. Just observe, and at that time, all you can do is just try to pet your pet dog and console, observe, be careful. That's all. Now, second important thing is apart from seasonal, we find that bacterial and fungal infections they make the hair fall possible. There are patches on the body, or sometimes whole of the body is infested with either bacterial or fungal infection. Its remedies I'll discuss quite soon. Third, more prevalent cause is mange. It may be sarcoptic mange or sauroptic mange. It happens due to mites. These mites might be scabies or demodex. Along with mites, flea also is one of the reason for hair fall. Again, we will discuss the remedies and homemade remedies related to mites and mange. Apart from that, the fourth reason is a very important reason, which is allergy. Allergy may be due to pollens, so that again becomes seasonal, but it is a very important. You have to be very careful that in some particular season, if your dog becomes allergic and starts itching and scratching, then just be careful, don't be ignorant, and find out what it might be due to. Other allergic reason is mold or fungus. We find that again when the atmosphere is damp, you find mold all over. It might be in your house, around the house, near a house, or wherever you take the dog. It may be garden, or it may be some other place where you take the dog for exercise or for routine work. At that time, it may pick up mold. Sometimes you pick up the mold or the fungus on your clothes, and you may transmit it to your pet. Generally, what happens is human beings are stronger than pets. So, we don't suffer, but we may transmit some sort of fungal infections to them. Apart from that, edible foods they cause sometimes allergies. So you have to be very careful what you are giving to your pet. And by selective different type of feeding, you will be able to establish which particular food is your dog is allergic to. Mites and dust mites. These both separately are very dangerous and they cause allergies. Now, what are dust mites? You find that in the normal beds, double beds, or curtains, or the pillow covers, you find dust, very fine dust, and very fine dust generally is accompanied with dust mites. Many a times you see that due to air conditioned rooms, the dusting or cleaning or washing of the bed sheets is not very quickly done, and the same air circulates in the house, in the room. Here we have maximum chances of dust mites. So whenever you're using air conditioner, at that time it's better that you use proper vacuum cleaner to clean your curtains as well as bed sheets and pillow covers, or else you put them into washing regularly. It may be even every day. If you have hair fall in your pets, then you send bed sheets for cleaning every day. Look at the rugs or the carpets in the house. You might not have cleaned the carpet very regularly. You have to clean the carpet so regularly that there is no chance of any dust mite in it. Be careful, be observant. If it is the case, please take care. Now, chemicals like insecticides, paints, varnishes, or polish, etc., they may cause a lot of allergy to the pets because pets are very sensitive, very small, and they pick up allergy very quickly. Even other things that we use in the house, it may be phenyl for cleaning the house, or it may be insecticides. You may be using it in your kitchen garden or in the pots in the house, or you might be using insecticide within the house for normal mosquitoes, flies, or other rodents in the house. Even rat poison, etc., you have to be very careful. It can cause allergy to your pet. Fifth reason is medical conditions. Now, how medical conditions affect? So, first among the medical conditions is hormonal alterations. Hormonal alterations are seen in hypothyroidism, we call it goiter, liver or kidney diseases, Cushing syndrome, stress, pregnancy, and post pregnancy nursing stage for any female dog. All these conditions result into hair loss. You have to be careful, you have to find out, establish the reason, and you have to take care. Now, genetic reasons are also there, but genetic reasons for hair fall are with some very specific type of breeds. I'll read out the names, I won't go too much in detail of it. Chinese Crested, Mexican Zolo, American Terrier, Doberman, Dachshund, Chihuahua, Italian Greyhound, Whippet, etc. Now, these are some of the breeds in which you find genetic reason for hair fall. Second medical condition is nutritional deficiencies. Deficiencies of vitamins, minerals, omega 3 and 6 fatty acids. These are quite common, and one has to take care of these things. Finally, we come to most important part, that is care and control of hair fall and in your pets. First of all, bacterial and fungal infections. You find many ointments and uh, antiseptic creams which are available across the counter. If you're not able to find, you can call me and ask. At the same time, for fungal infections, we find that if you're using a shampoo, it should be having chlorhexidine, miconazole, or ketoconazole. These are antifungal. Second important factor for treatment is grooming. Grooming is every day you go through the whole of the skin of the dog. I have made video on how to do grooming, and grooming should be done every day so that you can find out if there is any mite or any infestation or any wound or any hair fall. You can find out very quickly and you can take measures. So grooming can be considered as one of the most important care and observation for your pet. If you find that on the skin there are sort of mites or ticks and they have been biting the pet, then you can apply coconut oil over it. Apart from coconut oil, you can use apple cider vinegar and aloe vera. But be careful, apple cider vinegar and aloe vera can be used only topically outside the body. Whereas coconut oil, which has laurine in it can be used topically as well as it can be ingested orally. But you have to limit to 1 capsule of coconut oil. If the dog is large breed, you can go up to 2 capsules. Among the oral medication for this, you can use olive oil or flaxseed oil. Flaxseed oil has omega 3 and other preparations which have these vitamins, minerals, omega fatty acids can be used for stopping the hair fall. If you can find one in the market, it's good. If you can't, you can call me. I'll give you the number at the end of the video. My personal observation is that whenever I advise any pet owner to use neem water for bathing the pet, we have got very good results. How you can prepare this? You have to get some fresh neem leaves, wash them properly, and in whichever vessel you put them for boiling, the water level should come down to about 80% of the original. Now this water is generally changed, it takes up a green color. When it becomes lukewarm, you can use this water to bathe or clean your pet. My observation is that most of the cases it takes care of ticks, mites, bacterial, fungal, even viral infections. You can use it without any doubt or without any problem. It has no side effects whatsoever. Most important comes the last. Ectoparasites are to be taken care of. For ectoparasites, if you get a good vet, you can take the advice and go for ivermectin injection. But ivermectin injection is not to be repeated very frequently. You have to give a very long gap of 1.5 months or so before giving second shot. If the need be, your veterinarian will take decision. But oral ivermectin can be taken at a lesser interval so that the ectoparasites, ticks, mice, fleas, etc. can be taken care of. Then there are other spot-ons and there are belts having emitters. So these collars you can use. There are many other methods of getting rid of ectoparasites. Last but not the least, you have to use deworming very regularly. In case of pets above 1 year of age, you have to give deworming every 3 months. And when they are young, till about 3 months age, every week deworming is to be done. Between 3 months and 6 months, every fortnight deworming is to be done. And beyond 6 months till 1 year, every month deworming should be done. I hope I'll be able to help you in a proper manner. Now it's up to you for observe and care of your pet. You can even treat it the way I described. If you have any doubts and questions, you can call me at 799 077 4805 between 12 noon to 6 pm. You share this video with your friends so that others can also get the benefit, and you subscribe it so that you can get intimation of new videos which I prepare. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.